My video camera's bloody playing up again. And it keeps bloody well doing this. And it's really pissing me off. There we go. Why does it keep doing that? I don't know. Anyway. 3, 2, 1. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. And we are back for another Final Fantasy XIV stream. I had a book here because I was just about to start reading it, and then I ended up getting logged in, which really kind of annoyed me. But hey, I'll read my book tomorrow after I come back from work. So I had a theory test today for driving, and I failed, and I haven't booked another one. And I probably should book another one. I'll get so fucking pissed off with this. Anyway, we're level 85. We killed Zodiac. We did the whole thing down with the, turning the moon into a ship. We're not turning it into a ship. It was a ship before we got here. We found out it was a ship. What the bloody hell was that? I don't know. I don't care. And we left off with Urianger. Him going off and being left with the great decision to not tell people things. And we still don't 100% know what it is. Or at least I am cottoned onto it. I thank thee for accompanying me. 'Tis a simple plan, in truth. We shall not be long away from Bestaway's burrow. Difficult decisions must needs be made in the coming days, but I nevertheless believe we are all of one mind in our desire to save the people of Etherias. To make clear our resolve to the Loporites, I would offer them a gift, but its making doth require a most singular ingredient. Okay, so we've got to go and get an ingredient. An abundance of spongoi. Excellent. Whatever. Spongi. A chance to spy this agitation when crossing Zodiac's Wild prison. Using a spell taught to me by Numo, I believe these shall suffice for the gift I would fashion. The magitech required considered concentration, however, might I prevail upon thee to stand watch whilst I perform the incantation. Where are we standing watch? Oh, over there. Oh, okay. We'll get inanimies. Did some bucket that up. I keep messing up my destination. Surveying the nearby area, you see no sign of potential threats. This would be a good opportunity to see how oh my god, Urianger is faring. Urianger remains fixed on his work. Cutscene. There, 'tis done. Magicked ink, every ounce as efficacious. Rare is this an occasion I would conjure mine own, but is nevertheless the most useful skill. The resulting product is admittedly possessed of known preternatural properties, but Hugh is of mine own choosing, which I pray the Lord will. Gwendolyn, thank goodness, I thought you had been eaten or had perhaps falling into a crater. Yashola has been looking all over for you, Gwendolyn. She says she needs to speak with you about something most urgent, dire even. She was also quite clear that she wishes to speak with Gwendolyn alone, which means I'm afraid you must stay behind her, Anjay. But worry not, it is not. It just so happens we need your help with an errand. Delivering a package from the Watcher's Palace to Best Burrows is quite large and heavy, perhaps even too heavy for we poor Lopros, and we would be ever grateful if you could lend us a hand. Well, I suppose I should be going there. What about an extra pair of hands before I go meet with the Solar? No, that won't be necessary. Angela should help. Should be efficient. I'm sure you don't want to risk getting Ishtola bad side by keeping her waiting. She seems prickly now. Off with you. Worry not, Gwendolyn. I shan't be long. What is it that they're asking? I don't know whether it's the Charlians that they've been communicating with, or I can only presume it's the Charlians they've been communicating with, or was it the Allegan Empire they were communicating with? Because they could have been. Actually, why am I doing this? It was teleport. Because I am super lazy and can't be bothered to. Oh, Gwendolyn, we thought you would be away for far longer. A dire emergency, I said no such thing. But as you are here, I could use your assistance with one small matter. Running away, a companion of growing ways, apparently has much to tell us of the final days. The problem, however, is that he is determined to live up to his name, refusing to stay still long enough for us to hold a conversation. Anyway, he's likely to stop and rest, or perhaps there's a way to slow him down. But what the rush? I was thinking we should wait here, maybe enjoy a cold mug of carrot juice and... No? Well, if it's really important, you can try using these balls of mouse flesh, not to be confused with the other thing. Oh, Square Enix. Dirty. No. Running Way's other notable feature is in his incessant chatter, so you'll have no trouble finding him in a crowd. And when you do, try lobbing your balls at him. Crude, but if proves effective, he was here in the greatest Ensvidale when I last saw him. Let us split up and find him. Search your surroundings for runway. You may move the camera as well and zoom in. Blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. So just move around. Whoops. Ow, that's smart. So if this was meant to be a joke, it isn't funny. Oh, that was easy. Oh. Yes, I'm running away. Do you mind explaining why you hit me in the face with your balls of mouse flesh? God damn it. I'm highly knowledgeable about the final days. That's the most ridiculous thing I've heard of since I woke up. Who told you that joke? As if we've got time to look into the final days when there's so much to do before the Great Voyage. It's true that Heidelin did impart us some knowledge of the event, but I know about as much as any other locker around here. I don't know why anyone would think it's funny to go around telling people I'm an expert, but they better hope I don't get my paws on them. Something's going on. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, but if there's nothing else, I have work to do. And I'm off. She is plotting something, isn't she? What is she plotting? I reckon she's plotting to leave ASAP, and she's trying to stall us. That is what I think. But if this is supposed to be some kind of like arc, I could find neither hide nor hair of him. How did you fare? So he knows no more than the others. Care to explain yourself, Growingway? Well, you see, I misremembered. Yes, that's it. I misremembered. Terribly sorry about that. I'm afraid of drawing a blank, though. Try as I might, I can't remember who I was thinking of. On an unrelated note, what of Andre? I'm assuming you speak with him earlier. But did he say when he'll be running? He'll be back, I guess. On his way to the Watcher's Palace with Lincolnway. Between Growingway's sudden lapse of memory and our lack of leads, maybe our time would be better spent lending Uriange a hand. Well, what? Now, hold on a moment. There's someone there. It's all coming back to me. Yes, I remember. The information you're looking for is in the archives. Yes, that's where you'll find all sorts of useful knowledge, including that pertaining to the final days. Don't go after it. Go after Uriange. We need to go after Uriange.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
You alright?
Yeah. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Your dinner's in the oven, by the way, on a low mark. So you'll need to bump it up. I really don't like this armour. But it is what it is. We're coming to the end of this now. Oh, what to do, what to do. I promised Livingway I would help, but... No, I promised I'd help. So that's what I'll do. The archives are on the second floor of the main plaza, the eastern wing. Follow me. I suspect the Lockers are up to something, but if there is ought to be learned of the final days, I think it's best we play along. For now, at least. Oh, there's an 8th current there. I didn't even notice that. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I can't hop over that, so I've got to go up to go down. Well, yeah. Gives me this. Just grab this while we're here. I'll come back through at a later date, and when I have to do like any raids or anything like that, I'll I'll hop back on. We'll do them all in like one sitting if we can. Hopefully with my free company. No, I've gone past it now, haven't I? Where? Oh, he's up. Guiding ray. So, you gotta be up there, isn't he? No, where's the telemanauta? What is this blue quest? And is it any good or is it bollocks? Ah, it's an aether current. Okay, well we can come back and do all those later. Not really that fussed. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay, so we can teleport up. Upper burrows. I cannot wait until I get flying. Have I got anyone online? If anyone calls. The archives are right through this door, but it seems to be locked. I guess we'll just have to go and find whoever has the key. Growingway, enough. If you have naught else to tell us of the final days, you need only say so. We can ill afford to be wasting time here, as you well know. Did you yourselves not tell us you must act quickly? Yes, we did, but the moon was to be a perfect paradise for the people of Eris, and we are running out of time to make everything ready for their arrival. We hoped you'd see the wonders we have to offer, but you found nothing but faults and flaws in our work. Only one of you saw our potential, so you others must be kept here. So that living ways game, run us about in circles, and fail that, lock us away so we can't put everything except Orionje. He understands what is at stake, what must be done. I fear you've misjudged us, Growingway. Never have we decried the notion of using the moon as a means of escape. I'll miss that. We may fail, but our efforts would never be at the expense of your plans. But why would you take that risk? There's no room for ifs and maybes now. The people will escape here to the moon. They'll be safe, and we'll... I'm sorry, but we can't let you leave. We just can't. Oh, great. So now we're in the... Oh, don't make me fight them. Do what must be, but try not to hurt them. I'll be back in a moment. Don't do anything rash while I'm gone. If we dally, they'll overwhelm us with sheer numbers. I say we knock these ones out, split up, and make our way to the exit. Agreed. Let us reconvene where Argos awaits outside. Right, I've got to fight them now. Come on then. I am sorry, this own way, mate. I get all the help and all that, but oh, fucking damn it, guys.
And what, pray tell, do we seek at the Watcher's Palace?
Oh, come off it, friend. You know full well why we're here. The time has come for you to return to Aetheris and help your brethren prepare for their journey here and beyond.
Forgive me, Living Way, but I cannot in good conscience proceed with this plan.
Huh? But what about the final days? The death and the doom? Oh, we have to hurry before it's too late.
Your unflagging commitment to your duty is endearing, to say the least.
Oh, bugger!
Be at ease. They bear you no grudge, nor do I. How could we, having come to understand your purpose? For millennia, you and yours worked tirelessly towards the singular purpose of this heavenly vessel's construction. An arduous feat by any measure. 'Tis clear you have spared no effort. Why, your very names are a testament to your dedication.
Our names? I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at.
Names are an expression of the self, a declaration of one's hopes and aspirations. Your use of contemporary, uncomplicated nomenclature doth ensure clarity of purpose. There can be no doubt that your love for the people of Aetheris is boundless and pure.
Yes! A most mellifluous phrasing. We Loporrits were born of Hydaelyn's love for Aetheris. That shining, shimmering blue jewel, brightest star in the sky, brimming with life and possibilities. For as long as I can remember, I've toiled in anticipation of the day when this vessel might be needed. All I've ever wanted was to meet those she cherished so dearly, to serve and serve well.
Bless him.
That goes for all of us, don't you see? So help us help them. Lead them here where we can keep them safe. wrong with what we've built, we'll fix it. We'll make it right.
Your works want not for repair. Yet there remaineth much for you to learn of men, and your own kin besides.
Okay, I have to take a moment to stop in the middle of the cutscene. Usually I don't do this, but I do have to take a moment to stop. Sorry, I was going to say person. No other character could do this scene well enough within the story. Because, look at the situation we're in. We have a race of rabbits that were born purely to serve men, right? This is I suppose it's almost a slave dichotomy to a degree, right? But they're so endearing to it. No, slave dichotomy doesn't really work. Because, I mean, it's all they've ever known. Let's put it that way. It's all they've ever known. They don't know anything about beyond the moon. They didn't even meet man, and they've just met man, and they realised, oh shit, the pods are too big. We need to, like, 1/3 of the size, right? And so we're now in this situation whereby they are so clung to their ideal, their duty, that they can't leave. They can't stop. And so they go to such extreme measures, which is why they attacked us. Which is why I feel bad for attacking them. Which is why I didn't want to attack them. But I had to attack them because I had no other choice.
Singing Way, thy name bespeaketh more than the simple marriage of rhythm and rhyme. The songs of Aetheris are beyond counting, and span the length and breadth of emotion. Maps are monuments to man's pioneering spirit and his devotion to charting the furthest reaches of our star. Many have devoted their lifetimes to exploratory pursuits, to venture unto the highest mountains and the deepest oceans in search of unknown frontiers. And thou, my friend, I do not think we've met.
My name is Puddingway.
Puddingway? Yes, indeed. A name of deep and abiding significance, I'm sure, but one perhaps better communicated through delicious deeds than tasteless words. A judicious application of fey magics at a later juncture may be appropriate. And Living Way. 'Tis no easy feat to convey the significance of thy moniker. When I was a bookish boy, a dear friend of mine was fond of peppering me with questions as I read, to my occasional annoyance. One day, I posed to her a question of mine own. What doth it mean to live? After much contemplation, she proffered this answer. The anticipation of a half-read story's conclusion. The hope today's mistake may serve as tomorrow's lesson. The wish that a new acquaintance may one day call thee friend. She believed it to be all these moments and more.
I want to understand, but...
I, too, still labor to find mine own answer. 'Twould be my pleasure to assist you and yours in embarking on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. For thee. Ink as blue as the waters of Aetheris. Made in haste, though I assure thee, the quality has not suffered for it. The people need not be persuaded by honeyed words. Nay, I have faith they shall do what is right in due course. Until they do, I beg your patience, friends. And with that ink, let us fill the empty pages of Livingway's compendium. An open exchange of ideas will surely afford you all a better understanding of modern man, and with it, ideas for improvements and renovations. But more importantly, it shall empower us to together find a way forward.
I hope you're right. Thank you for this lovely gift.
Okay, good. My worry is that she was just gonna do a flip on us.
There you have it. I shall remain with the Loporrits to ensure that all is in order. Though we must needs prepare for every eventuality, you would all agree that the evacuation of our star is a last resort. To accept failure is to accept the demise not only of our star, but that of Reen's, of all reflections, and the souls that call them home. Which is why I have every faith that you shall fight to the last, that such drastic measures may prove unnecessary.
Should the worst come to the worst, and I pray deeply that it won't, I'll take comfort in knowing preparations were made under your watchful eye.
Aye, thou mayest be assured that if calamity cometh, not a soul will be left behind, if being the operative term.
That flower, how came it into your possession? How very likely. Guided by its light, I came to know her true intentions which remain hidden to us. In our time, we called it Elpis. You would do well to remember the name.
I hate to interrupt, but I feel like I need to make amends for all the secrecy.
Think nothing of it. We haven't been the most gracious of guests. Do convey our apologies to Growingway and the others.
But of course! And when next we welcome more guests from Aetheris, we'll have learned to be much more hospitable hosts. Oh, and circling back to the matter of inappropriate secrecy, we ought to discuss our benefactors.
Agreed. The Sharlayan Forum, yes?
Yeah, I was right.
How did you know?
The more I heard, the more obvious it became. The Forum's aims align closely with those of your anonymous patrons. A telling coincidence would be an understatement. Though had we not taken it upon ourselves to peruse certain restricted tones in Labyrinthos, we might still be unaware of their plans. But let us continue this discussion upon our return. I dare say we have kept Alphino and the others waiting long enough.
got to be the end of the second act of the Endwalker expansion. First act? Second act? Second act. Surely. 'Twas a relief to see living way as pleased with my gift of ink, to serve and serve well. Though their knowledge may be lacking, their boundless love is blessing without peer. It will be no easy task to prepare them for what must need to be done, but gladly do I embrace this duty, even if I doth necessitate that we part ways for a time. Forgive me my absence, but I have the utmost faith in you, in all our fellow scions. When next I return to Eos, I pray I find you all in good health and good spirits. I want to check. I haven't gotten the head for this yet. Oh, what's that? Oh no. Because this, what's this? 533. 530, 530. So that would be... yeah. Keep that on. Maybe they give it to me next. And would you look at that? With the Loporets in Uriando's capable hands, we need worry about affairs here in our absence, knowing now the face of their earthly collaborators. There is much discussed without knowing the others. Last return to the Star Bubble. A battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared. Bye bye. We'll come back again. Gods, I can scarcely believe you went to the moon and back, but we'll have time to reflect on that later. Now, right now, we need to head back to Count Brokenglass and deliver the detailed report to Lucilia. I'd like very much to know how everyone is getting on as well. They'd only just begun to treat the Template prisoners when we left. I share curiosity by weighing our allies of the final days is of great importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course, the heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where or in what manner of the final days will begin to manifest, and so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed, though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion lest the public be set into panic. Not that anyone in a position of responsibility should need to be told as much, but it bears repeating. Anyone first things first, broken glass. It's good to see you all again. No worse for your Ludo adventure, I hope. What we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the temp inside the Tower of Babel. We took many lives, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, so we have petitioned the aid. Some are understandably hesitant to offer assistance, particularly those recently taken imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refugee for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow scions, we endeavour to see them safely transported and cured of their temporary. Will all the tempers be relocated? Not all. No, we have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatments has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Julius is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those at his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphino and Alize's timeless assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Given the tremendous ramifications of what has happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as that you experienced in Thavanel. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavour, the beast tribes have received instructions in the magics we need to cure tempering. Master Yutoya is no doubt thrilled with the mother pox he affords her so many. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent ceremony, the coronation for temperate has been completed. Lucy and I will remain along with the small force to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call this land home. I believe that accounts for recent events here, so what of the moon and the Telferoi? The final days, gods, I prayed for your victory, mark the end of. There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to cut that? Yes, of course, I will send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow scions from their present duties, that we may return to Charlian. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of fellow scions, you'll be happy to hear that Mistress Cryle, though still on the mend, has been moved to Baldassian Annex and given into Tartaru's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both upon our return. Let us be on our way then. One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiac, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood he has returned here to Garlemald. I have to mind to dispatch scouts to try and assert his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there is a merit in doing so. If they find him, they would not likely live to tell the tale. If you're expecting a trail of destruction to follow, you won't find one. An admirable but futile endeavour. Mayhap you're right. And I suppose if anyone is to hunt him down, it must be you. Who else could even hope to bring low that monster? Pray forget I entertained the Zelos X has made an official proclamation. They denounce the crown and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and its continued use serves only to hinder relation with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared as Xenos Vitus Galsus, outcast. Pandania is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's not but his bloodlust to keep him company. Better that than an army to see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you longer. I pray you safe passage. Right. Baldassian Annex. A lot of hopping and skipping and jumping at the moment. Interesting sight. Yeah, everyone's busy round here. Should we go? Do you like checking out other people's gear? Oh, that is good. Welcome back, Anthony. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Oh, stop yawning! Heidelin called me to that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I know at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream, barely remembered, my body flowing through the life stream towards Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of aether, so exhausted in fact I could only laugh, for it was in that moment I understood Raha's weariness from the Tower of Zot. Would that I could laugh at a time like this. Though we prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world, I am curious to know what else took place on the moon. Perhaps we should wait for the others to give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they are ready. Right then, big. I imagine that there's going to be a cutscene that's going to be playing here, so I'll let it play out. Sorry to have kept you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you'll be quite busy. Will Oranjan J be joining us? Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid, though Gwendolyn can explain why better than I. The final days as befell Amarot. And we are to escape via the moon. What of the source and its reflections? I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So how do we stop this? Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the cause in the time of the Amarot, the solution would be to alter the flow of aether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiac, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing, but it should go without saying that such a sacrifice cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amorites. Unfortunately, we found no clues in There is still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amorites' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question of what havoc is in store for us. If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum then. Having worked with the Loporants in secret all this time, there is surely more they can tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I've urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside, some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out. Is this cutscene? This is cutscene.
Order! Order, I say! I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Telophoroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The End-Bearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself. She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the Great Exodus. For his impressive contributions, and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave. Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures, and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? Having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
Shall we then? To the Annex, to prepare for tomorrow.
Carl tells me the forum made a rather momentous announcement, so there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminding my own narrow escape from the Isle of Vow, the realization, the running, the mixture of relief and the regret after. Why me, I ask myself, why me? Why us? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality of lack thereof. We're here, and we'll get through this together. And who knows, maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for as much. Oh, but enough rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. Oh. Really making my hair stand on end, that. A visitor has come up and get a joy. Who could it be? All of these names, I'm betting, are 100% wrong. I'm going to go with Stinian, but I doubt it's any of them.
You're alone. Good. The twins thought now would be a wonderful time to pay a visit to my chambers. Rather than listen to them bicker over tonight's snacks and tomorrow's plans, I seized the first opportunity to make my escape. To their credit, they decided against intruding on your peace and quiet. Can all be a bit exhausting at times, can't it? I wasn't sure what to make of you at first. During the Dragon Song War, how quick you were to take up a cause not your own. But I came to see that is simply the way of you and yours. I will not pretend to understand this talk of ancient primals and the final days. But I trust in your judgment and choose to believe in your cause. You and Alphinaud have my lance, now and always. You'll need it. Rack and ruin looming on the horizon. Calamity bearing down upon us. There's no place I'd rather be than here. Standing shoulder to shoulder with friends on the front line. So do not hesitate to send me against your enemies. I'll make them rue the day they met me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I could do with a little air. If Alphinaud asks, I was never here. Until the morrow.
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsebar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true they brought back tempered Garlean soldiers?
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance. Well, what have we here? Hey, Are you all right? Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more. The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. And yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
Blimey, it's a quarter way. Honey dye, Medicon dye, elegant silver piece. Oh, Brendan, I was just about to call you. I'm afraid we've received another call for assistance. This one comes from Rads at Han. The others have assembled in the main hall to discuss the situation. You must join them at once. Okay, so now what is going on? I mean, we know it's the final days it's starting, isn't it? Ah, there you are. That's blacked out. Our worst fears have come to pass, but moments ago we received grim tidings from our contact in Razat Han. Vile beasts have appeared as if out of nowhere, claiming one victim after the next. What's more, they say the very sky burns above them. Good gods, are the final days already upon us? It would appear so. Sadly, that is all the information we have at present. No doubt the people of Razat Khan are busy fighting for their lives. Then we must go at once. They need our help. Agreed. Kryl, you'd best remain here with Tartaru and gather what knowledge you can. You're in no condition for a long journey, I imagine. Very well. Similar phenomenon may have been observed elsewhere, and if so, we must know about it at once. Be safe out there, yes? Let us make first of Yelimid. We must prepare ourselves for what may lie Journey to Thavnir. Off we go to see what it's like out here, shall we? Final days.
And lo, vile beasts did rise. Leaving naught in their wake but blood and ash. Sun scorches earth and boils seas. And our sins ascend unto the heavens. Three dooms to unmake all we were.
sky burns. The final days are truly upon us.
My friends, I trust you have heard the news.
We have. What can you tell us of the situation, Your Excellency?
Last night, the Isle was rocked by tremors, and the earth itself cried out. Aloft, the heavens began to burn. From all about, unholy beasts, the likes of which we had never seen, came forth in fury and rage. No. To say they came forth would be inexact. The people of Radzat-Han themselves transformed into these baleful fiends. Though the phenomenon was observed throughout our lands, the first creature, the largest and most dreadful of the lot, wrought havoc upon us here in our fair city. Though they bear superficial resemblance to divinities of legend, they are ungodly abominations. The people decry them as blasphemies. The Large One's rampage has since taken it to the northern reaches of the island. I mean to dispatch our radiant host in an attempt to quell the threat.
And what of Vritra?
Vritra too makes for the north of his own accord, and yet he knows the blasphemy and its minions were but yesterday his beloved people. I pray his boundless compassion and mercy does not deter him from taking unenviable but necessary action.
Understood. I ask that you allow us to aid you in quelling this threat.
You would risk your lives to help us yet again? I have no words to express my gratitude. Our regiments approach the north from several directions, with a number of units set to depart from the docks of Yedlimat. They will make landfall in an area of dense jungle, where one can expect to encounter dangers even beyond the fell beasts we hunt. I leave you to your preparation. You will find me at the docks when you are ready to depart.
I knew she was going to clench her fists.
We're as prepared as we'll ever be. Let's go.
Come on, I want to get knee deep in some blasphemy shit. All in, balls in. I feel like I'm wearing the wrong armor for this, though. I really don't like this armor set, but hey, it is what it is. Right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. What is this helmet? I hate it. I hate all of it. But we must go forth. I don't know what to make of all this personally. I don't know where they're taking the story. It's interesting though. Everyone is assembled, yes, I think, for lending us your aid in our battle up against the blasphemy. Let us review our plan of attack. I would have you board this boat and circle around to the north of the side of the island. There you will find a dense jungle we call Vanasti. It is sacred wood, home to many temples and a number of villages. Bachelor and the Radiant Host have gone there ahead of us. I ask that you join them and in power to destroy this blasphemy. Oh! Dungeon! 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 His armor's cool. Oh, that was quick. Come on. Dawn. Good.
These are children of Fafnir. Forgive me. I could do them no harm. If this is the only way, I shall silence the beasts of the air. Pray continue onward. What is this vile presence I sense? The horde draweth near. Be on your guard.
There is so many of them in the sky. Jesus Christ, what is going on? one of the weaker ones, though, right?
As I feared.
What is it?
The beast was there, and now it is no more. Yes?
Indeed. We saw it plain. But you didn't, did you?
I saw nothing. Not the blasphemy that perished here, nor the other men turned beasts. And because of this, I now see all too well. There is no ether. Where the creatures should be, I saw naught but emptiness.
Emptiness? But that would mean...
Recall the words of the Watcher. 'Twas a stagnancy of ether, a cessation of flow, leading to decay and absence, that led the ancients to conclude their star was dying. This is the same phenomenon. The instant these people are seized by the transformation, their ether begins to rot and crumble away like dried mud. Until, from their corporeal forms to their very souls, naught remains.
But the beast spoke with its dying breath. Surely, at least a sliver of the man it was endured.
Mayhaps so. But even if the process was incomplete, it was little more than a faint residue.
Gods be good. You're saying they cannot be saved?
Not by any means known to me. Or by any means at all, like as not. For there is naught left to save.
They return not even to the ethereal sea.
So where do they go, though? They gotta go somewhere. He disappeared.
The beasts rage on, their hunger insatiable. Even deprived of their master, they perpetuate his legacy of hate. Once proud sons and daughters of Thavnir, all of them, and now I spill their blood.
Vitra, my friends, I am heartened to see you safe.
You put your secret at risk.
Those closest to me already know the truth. A truth I must now share with one and all. Vitra, calamity has come to Radzatan. Our fair nation is rent by screams of pain and despair. More than ever, we require a strong leader to shepherd us through the storm. Reveal your true self to our people, Vitra, and guide us to salvation.
What madness is this, I-One? Thou dost forget thyself. Were we to reveal our duplicity, it would do naught but foster confusion and chaos. Nay, I shall remain the Satrap's loyal ally and do battle with the beasts. Easing hearts and leading the people to safety is thy task, and thine alone. I ask that you remain at Ahewan's side, and render unto him what aid you may. I know not what lies ahead, but without you, Rad-et-Han will not survive.
Take me with you. I am as at home fighting in the air as I am on land. Take me with you.
Were my words unclear? I require no assistance. Thy place is at Ahewan's side.
Estinian, here. It's the last thing you ever wanted. A link pearl. We'd gain much from knowing your elevated perspective. And it'll keep you from getting lonely, which I know you loathe.
You heard the man. Seems I'm coming with you after all.
Then I pray thy grip is iron. Be it on thy head if thou dost chance to fall.
Fair enough. Now, shall we?
I fear it is as Vitra says. We will not survive this on our own. While I am loath to impose upon you again.
I would insist if you did not. 'Tis the very reason we have come.
Then once more I find myself without words to thank you properly. Let us return to the capital and plan our next course of action.
Our radiant host has eliminated the immediate threat to the city, though it pains me to know those beasts were once my people. There is no telling when or where the next transformation might occur. We must remain vigilant and steel ourselves against whatever it is yet to come. You may enter. Upon learning the trait Enhanced Shroud, consumed stacks of Limmer Shroud will grant stacks of Void Shroud in their place. Void Shroud can then be consumed to execute actions such as Limmer's Slice or Limmer's Scythe. Once Enhanced Shroud, the Death Gate will display the time remaining to play host to your entity. Forgive me, friends, but I must return to Megaduta. For the time being there, I can better manage the crisis to dispatch my troops as the situation develops. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events. It may give us some insight as to the possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. I did say an old seed to the table and believe any information you can gather on the first blasphemy of the manifestation of the final days here in the city will be most helpful. When we have completed our retrospective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of the record tutor, but we might share what we have learned as a trap. Guys, now we'll do this quest. We'll come back to, once we've done this and get to the trap, and then we'll head on out. Call it quits, because I'm becoming very tired, as you can tell, if I haven't been yawning throughout the entirety of this. New Hadi. Ah, I remember those red eyes. You were with the Scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to High Crucible. What brings you here these troubling times? We are ascertaining this tracking investigation with the crest that plagued the city. Did you happen to catch any sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disrupted by crashing footsteps of how the ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe that I beheld the night sky was burning. Suddenly I heard panicked screams coming from the direction of Balsham Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head out from amidst the stalls. A handful of radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled them skywards. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the market. That proved useful. I thank you for sharing your deep tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should inquire next to the bazaars. Forgive me, but my shop's closed until further notice. Needless to say, we've been more pressing concerns these days. We have come not in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you by chance witness anything? Oh. Afraid not. We've heard others here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions made a mess of the place. They did. While that was all going on, the great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking there. Is something the matter, traveller? If you are lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost, but we are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? Aye, I saw it all, though I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around and there was a fiend, its massive body bursting through the entryway with the force of a tidal wave. Then it was gone, as quickly as it came. Well, Devere. Sisters have mercy. What is happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, friend. The danger's past, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First I heard the screams, then a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a myriad, throwing people about like rag dolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter, saw others do the same. The shrieking and wailing kept getting louder, more voices in the throng. Beasts of victims. I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. I still don't. That is enough, Mother Brown. You arranged to share us with your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible, too, has survived. Mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your bodies above fire while you are able. I suspect that this is the most we can expect the people here to tell us. I think it best we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. Dun, da, da, da. Judging by their accounts, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aether Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in that can surely tell us more. The blasphemy. Going after that enormous beast, are you? Aye, I saw it, including the very instance that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. It started over there by the window, a few men merchants probably talking about and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands and black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body bursts apart, and there stands a hideous slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking. Then the black mist comes again until the change takes them too. The stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I'm a decorator by trade, not much cause to mingle with their sort. Saw Melio the barmaid chatting with them, though she might know something. Oh, me, I was just on my way to take a seat where you are. The usual. Even after repairing all the damage, it will take a while for business to pick up again. I mean, the blasphemy. That's what the Radiant have been calling it, anyway. I saw it too. We all did. I was standing here at the counter as Maraid poured me a drink. When suddenly there came this dreadful sound like a pained, angry groan. It was unlike anything I've ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an enormous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall it sends shivers up my spine. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Buried myself and the others clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn? I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. Oh, this is grass. Oh, this is... I don't know, I like that. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Myriad's Mahane. We have come not for liberation, but rather for information. Are you Mahili? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of the customers, a merchant, that first underwent transformation. Can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Kalazan was his name. He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in exports of Tavian specialities. Yes, names rings a bell. Did you mean them both on your first trip to Tavian? If I recall correctly, Goverwood ran a trading operation, and it was there that you made Ratchet's acquaintance. Yes, that is the same, no doubt. A rather successful man from what I gather. Jesus! Oh, fuck. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market of luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of a trading consortium, indeed. He was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting as far as I could hear, yet as they did discuss matters further, because their tone grow grave and grim, it was then that... Forgive me, I would not have you recall the memory of it if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Cullen in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help. Lived for his work and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbours knew something I did not. I can direct you to them if you believe it would help. What do you say? Right, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I think we'll call it quits. So, thank you for joining me today in today's stream. Yeah, it's been fun. I don't know what to make of all this now. For the way that Vatra makes out, right? Excuse me. From the way that Vatra makes out is, and Yshtola is, they have no ether, but they quench for hunger. So, from the first outset, they sound like hollows from Bleach. Same ring to it. But they're more like demons in that regard. Soulless, lifeless. It's very strange. But yes, we'll see all more of the final days tomorrow and Saturday. I will stream longer Saturday as I'm off work. Well, no, I'm not off work. I'll be home earlier. But next week might be different because I'll be doing overtime. Well, I'm going to be asked to be doing some overtime because I've got to get some money back from the PLC I build. So, it's been fun, and I'll see you in the next stream tomorrow. Make it about 6. We'll try and go for a long stream tomorrow. Well, I say a long stream.